A wise guy, eh?
I'm Rick Y, and today is September 10th, 2025, and this one's kind of some breaking news. Overnight, at least 19 Russian drones entered Polish airspace in a coordinated attack that was launched out of Russia and Belarus during a broader strike on Ukraine. Polish forces, backed by NATO, scrambled to engage, taking out about 8 of them. Debris landed across multiple eastern regions, and Poland formally invoked NATO's Article 4, the emergency consultation trigger that's only been used about 8 times in the alliance's history. Prime Minister Donald Tusk even said this is, quote, the closest we have been to open conflict since World War II. But it looks like this wasn't an accident. Poland's foreign minister made it clear that these drones were not strays. They were deliberately aimed at Poland. NATO leaders and the European Union backed Warsaw immediately, and Brussels pledged 43.7 billion euros from its new Safe Defense Fund, a major boost to Poland's air defenses, missile systems, logistics, and cyber protections. And here's the kicker. This is the first time NATO has ever engaged Russian drones inside member airspace. This is a whole new line that's been crossed. But if that wasn't enough, this is now the second major foreign policy crisis in less than a week that makes the Trump administration look weak. On September 9th, Israel carried out an airstrike in Doha, Qatar, the first time they've ever struck inside that U.S. ally. The target was senior Hamas leadership meeting to discuss a U.S. proposed ceasefire. They missed the leaders but killed at least 6 people, including a Hamas official's son and a Qatari security officer. Qatar immediately called it state terrorism. The UK condemned it and calls for a ceasefire ramped up. And how did Trump handle it? He admitted the US was informed ahead of time but said he was, quote, very unhappy and blamed Netanyahu for the decision. A president who screams, America first, just stood by while a close ally's sovereignty was violated, all while the US runs one of its largest overseas bases out of Qatar. So let's stack this up. Russia tests NATO's borders, Israel tests US allies in the Gulf, and Trump's response in both cases? Confusion, distance, and blame shifting. Instead of deterrence, we got dithering. Instead of strategy, we're getting excuses. NATO sees uncertainty, Qatar sees betrayal, and America's adversaries see opportunity. Russia and Israel just learned that they could push boundaries without any real U.S. consequences, and that's not a sign of strength. In fact, it just reminds me of the velociraptors in Jurassic Park testing the fences until they find a hole in the entire system. Anyway, if you enjoyed or got anything out of this breakdown, make sure you consider liking and subscribing, and y'all come back now. You hear?